But guess what? It is now time, as we have completed our mission recap. Let's talk about this is our new favorite segment, Boldly Dadding, in the universe of I should say, Captain Schaff and Captain Vactor. We like to talk about what we've learned this week or something that happened in our lives, both being busy dads. There's always some type of hijinks that are happening. So, Schaff, what happened this week on your with your crew?
With my crew. Yes, that's right. They're my crew, my cadets. Um, it kind of came to me that I haven't been doing a really great job with my own health. It is a realization, and I'm slowly coming to it. I'm very my like just block of wood up there. Like I want to be better, and I definitely want to be healthier, and I want to make healthier choices and decisions. I don't put myself first in any capacity. I put myself dead last a lot of times. And when it comes to my family, I would do it in a heartbeat, but it's kind of like a catch-22. Like, you want to put your family first, but if you don't put yourself first, you're not going to be there for your family.
Right.
And Vactor mentioned to me earlier in the week over Discord, it was like, you got to put that oxygen mask on you first before you put it on your kids, the person sitting next to you. So, that definitely inspired me. Cause you're super right. So a few things I've done, I bought some, rollerblades. I used to love rollerblading. So I'm going to get back into
Nice.
rollerblading,
Nice.
get outside, enjoy the cooler
Nice.
weather. We moved here to Washington to have these cooler temps, and I've been stuck inside working. So I need to get out of the house more. So that's one thing.
Very nice.
We restarted Green Chef. So, I've been cooking a lot and making a lot of really delicious, healthy meals.
Yeah.
We don't 100% commit to this, but we definitely try vegetarian, vegan cooking cuisines as much as possible.
Nice.
I rarely order any Green Chef meals with meat anymore. So,
Nice.
so that's been really great. And I'm going to start up a subscription with a place called Crunch Fitness.
Oh.
Which is really close to the house, less than 10 minutes away. It's kind of like a YouFit or a Planet Fitness. One of those ones that's like $10 a month. So it's like not expensive or difficult to afford, which is more my style, because I don't need all the bells and whistles. I just need, some equipment to get to, and for people to leave me alone. So for me, my boldly dadding like Schaff moment is just like to recognize that I need to be doing things so that I am a healthy dad and can be present for my children as they continue to grow up and become parents of their own children. So, my dad as well, this week, he has gotten back into focusing on his health, and so he's been doing a lot of walking around lakes nearby his house and cycling, which I don't think I've ever seen him on a bike before in my life. So that's good for my dad to be doing that. So he's inspiring me to be focusing on me as well. So if I could offer any advice to dads out there, it's put yourself on a higher level so that you can be more present and available and healthy for your kids.
Excellent. That's a great message, Schaff.
Thank you.
And this week, I was thinking about the differences between generations and the way that my dad was raised, let's say the way his dad was raised, and then now how I'm raising my son, how I was raised. And the reason this came up in my life, or the reason it came up in my mind, is I was at my in-laws' house, and my wife's father, or actually her stepdad, was talking about changing diapers and how he had 3 children, and he said he had never changed a diaper before. And
whoa,
me growing up, like, I didn't think of, only the wife does the duties. I thought it was equal. And then now that's how I'm living with my wife. We have equal duties around the house. And especially with
you said duty,
especially with the baby, with our son, we change diapers just whoever's nearest.
Sure.
Hey, it needs his diaper change. And I never even thought, oh, I will only give that duty to her. And I think it has a lot to do with the way that he was raised and the time period.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, I think a lot of things were different as far as what is societally acceptable, or what is, oh, this is a man's duty, this is a woman's duty. um, and everyone is individual as well and has their variations. But I think overall, we're growing up in a different time period now. Just like when my son hopefully has children, it will be a different time period then as well, and maybe he'll have different actions. But just trying to instill into my son as best I can all of the things that I've learned and taken in with from my environment. And I think it's just an interesting lesson to learn is not everybody is the same. Not everybody's going to have the
Mm-hmm.
same experiences, but if you can just take through osmosis or through just as much research as you can, take everything in and then kind of spit it out to your children, kind of what you want them to learn, the way you maybe, if you wanted to be raised that way, or if you want them to live a life that is more meaningful than yours, or more um, a better, healthier life, I should say. Maybe that's something that you can pass down to them. So that was just my dad moment of the week this past week, was the differences in generations and how we are all raised.
Yeah, you know what? I find that fascinating to me too, because I've definitely experienced that as well with Sarah's. Uh, um, she has a lot of her family has passed, but she has an aunt and uncle in Arizona, and they're wonderful. But they were definitely shocked to find out when they first met Emily, my 2 year old. Obviously, when she was much younger at the time, but when they first met her, they were surprised that I took Emily to go change her diaper. And I heard later after the fact, Sarah was talking to me. She's like, "Yeah, they were really surprised that you just like volunteered, just like picked her up, didn't like didn't ask if you should, or didn't like try to pass her off or anything. Like you just went and I was like, of course I would. I would just do it. Like, she's got a dirty diaper, it needs to be changed. But I think about that going forward now. Like we're the generation that ends that. We're breaking that cycle. So our kids will see that we as parents had no issues with that. They will then as well um, grow up with that. So like our generation kicked it to the curb. That like idea of the parental roles, that traditional sense of men don't do any child rearing or care or things like that. Like they're just meant to provide. No, we can do the whole spectrum. We just can't feed them. Okay, we can't use our boobies to give them milk. Like, yeah, we
Right.
can, and we can bottle feed, sure, but like there's a limit to what a dad can do in that physical sense. But what we can't do, we can make up for in other avenues. So I think it's pretty cool that we're the generation that has ended that sense of that traditionalism that doesn't have any place in our society anymore. So
Yeah. Well said, Shoff. Well
thank
said.
you.